Take this job and shove it.
We are back, and I am Mike Baumgartner, your Work-Life Survival Sage, Chief Executive Officer of the Work-Life Survival Center, Jobcast Radio, your place to deal with all of the problems you are having at work. If you're having trouble balancing your work and your life, if you're having troubles dealing with anything in your workplace, you got a jerk of a boss, there's a company policy that just doesn't seem right, you're being discriminated against, or you're having difficulty finding a job, you need help with your resume, you need help doing an interview, you're trying to figure out what you can do to survive this existence on this planet while you have to work, make money, and feed yourself. And times are very, very scary. I understand, and this is the place to call. 304-867-4142, 304-867-4142. And you can give me a call anytime, honestly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I will be available to talk with you. If you get a machine, by all means, leave a message. I will call you back. I call everyone in this show that wants or needs to talk to me. If possible, there are some times when I get several hundred calls a week, but I will make sure that we respond to each and every one of you to make sure that the needs that you are doing. Look, I want to make sure everybody is safe and secure and comfortable in their job, and I want to make sure that everybody gets a job. Right now, we are just a hair's breadth under over 20,000 people who have said this year they've been able to get or find a job from the advice here on the show. I think that is absolutely wonderful. I would have it was 200,000, and you can help with that. Spread the word. Jobcast Radio is available. Put them on your iPod, put it on your radio, call your radio station, whatever it takes. Make sure that this show, if you've got a friend that doesn't have a job, you make sure they're listening and subscribing to this show, subscribing to the newsletter. It doesn't cost a dime. And maybe we can help find him a job, because that's what this is all about. Before the break, we were talking a little bit about law, labor law, the law that protects you in the workplace. We were talking a little bit about how you should get everything in writing. Another thing I want to talk to you about, especially because we're in the holiday season, and unfortunately, a lot of you are going to be losing your job. Just the nature of the beast. Companies tend to lay people off before the holidays. They don't want to. They don't like it. They feel really guilty, but they do it anyway. Severance agreements. Now, if you are in a job and have been in a job for a while, most companies, when they eliminate your job or let you go, other than by firing you, they offer a severance agreement. Now, sometimes when they fire you, they offer you a severance agreement as well. Now, what is that? To you, that is a piece of paper that says, we really appreciate your dedication and your service, and to help you tide over, we're going to give you X amount of dollars or X number of weeks paid, a little bit of extra health benefits, and we just want you to sign this little piece of paper that says, thank you so much for giving me this little extra piece of money so that I can help find a job. You're being very, very kind. That's what they want you to believe. Let me tell you the truth behind a severance agreement. A severance agreement is essentially a bribe. It is a bribe designed to get you to sign this piece of paper that says, I didn't discriminate, you didn't discriminate against me, you didn't do anything bad to me, you are letting me go because you just need to let me go, and you haven't been evil, nasty, or cruel. You've never given me sexual harassment, you've never done anything illegal, and I hereby waive all rights to sue you on anything ever again. And oh, by the way, I won't speak badly about you for a certain number of years, blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. It's a bribe to get you to sign a piece of paper so you won't sue them in your anger. So while you may think that a severance agreement is a very nice thing to have, a severance agreement is a bribe. A please don't sue me bucket of money to make sure you go away. You may not go away happy, but you'll go away not thinking about hiring an attorney. That's what we want to do. In fact, we hope that you are in desperate, dire straits when we offer you this severance agreement, so you have no choice but to sign the agreement. Now, just also know that there are a couple of rights you cannot waive even by signing a severance agreement, and that there are things that you can do if you feel that you've been discriminated against. But once again, it's very, very hard to sue a company after you signed a severance agreement. And I am not, again, I say this all the time, I am not recommending that you sue your company. That is a last resort. That is a hand grenade you really, honestly don't want to throw. It's a 2, 3, 4-year nightmare if the company decides to fight it of legal depositions and discovery and all kinds of things. And it's just absolutely gut-wrenching. And the only people who make the money are the attorneys. So, while you may hear these wonderful stories of somebody who made $20 million by suing their employer, most of them don't get there, do not get that far. And honestly, most labor attorneys won't touch a labor case unless it's a slam dunk, because it is so expensive. It is so agonizing. And honestly, do you want to really have to relive that? The best revenge, go get a better job. You leave the company, you go get a better job. You tell all of your friends that you used to work with how great the company is that you're working for. Don't recruit them, because sometimes in your severance agreement, you're not allowed to go recruiting your friends. But there are ways to have friends just sort of say, oh, you're working for a nice company, know of any openings? Yes, come on over. And then empty that company of their top talent is always a fun thing to do. Again, remember, if you signed an agreement that says, I will not raid the company, don't raid the company. But there are ways to kind of, let people know that you're having a great time. So when you get a severance agreement, get it looked at by a lawyer. That's worth the investment. Talk to the lawyer about the circumstances surrounding why you got laid off. See if his interest gets piqued. But think about that. And it depends what state you're in. In fact, in the state of New York, I don't know if you know this, there is a special section of the law. This is Business Corporation Law, Section 630. If your employer is a non-publicly traded New York corporation and it fails to pay you your wages, you can hold the largest shareholders personally liable so long as you give them proper notice within 180 days. So while that may sound, kind of strange and funky in New York, if they fire you and they owe you back commissions or things like that, notify them within 180 days, you could actually end up going after the largest shareholder, not just the company, but the owner. Wouldn't that be fun? It might be. You think about that. So, make sure that you check it out with an attorney. A conversation with an attorney is not a bad thing. And if you get laid off and there's been some circumstances, like our previous caller, Andy, who wrote us a letter, who thinks that he's being treated badly because people believe he is to be gay. It's certainly worth a conversation to see what's going on and how that looks. The break, got a hard break coming up. I am Mike Baumgartner, the Chief Executive Officer of the Work-Life Survival Center, your host. Give me a call, 304-867-4142, or you can shoot me an email, mike@jobcastradio.com. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Facebook, and you can find me on my website, jobcastradio.com. We'll be right back.
Take this job and shove it.